Uh, hey everyone. Weird, I know. It's been months since I last uploaded, and I am very, very sorry. I know I said I would do weekly uploads, but between having to go back to school and dealing with my personal life, things have been pretty difficult. Anyway, without, you know, any introduction, yeah, you all probably knew me as the Four-Eyed Venter. Yeah, I've rebranded. I'm Vex. Hello. Um, this is not going to be a new introduction video whatsoever. You all know me to the best of your abilities that you do, at least the close friends that are watching this. Yeah. Anyway, getting into this, of course, this is just an update. I'm glad to finally be back. I think I might actually stick with what I said and do weekly uploads um, from now on. Yeah. Sorry, I did not have a script for this or anything. I'm just going off the dome because, you know, screw it. But yeah, um, where do I even start? Okay, so yeah, um, updates more or less. Yeah, I'm back. As you all know now. Uh, I've taken some time dealing with my personal life, stepping back from, certain things and stuff I've dealt with my my whole life. I have been doing my best after what I talked about in the last video, and of course it's been months, so I'm not worried about anything that happened from months ago now. I'm great from that. And yeah, it's just more or less I'm back and also gonna share a funny story with you all. This this is a little story of how I okay, craziest thing to talk about after not uploading for a while, but I feel like this would make a funny story that you all would probably like. So this is a story about how I was at a girl's house, and when she wanted to engage in intimate activities, she noticed a piece of clothing that I was wearing that I wore as a joke. Oh my god. Okay, so where do I begin? All right. So this piece of clothing, I'll go ahead and say, it was a pair of boxers. It was a pair of underwear. I was in the mall about a year ago, and I was roaming around Hot Topic when I saw a pair of Five Nights at Freddy's underwear. I thought it would be funny as heck to buy because who wouldn't, honestly? Who would not think it would be funny to buy a pair of Five Nights at Freddy's underwear and wear them? Exactly. So, I was wearing these one day and I had completely forgot about it. Now, here's the thing. I know I said I wore them as a joke. That was the truth. I wore them as a joke because it was I was at school and I had heard that one of my friends was gonna try and pants me as a joke, and so I was like, okay, because at the same time other people were getting pantsed throughout the week. We were all a little bit stupid, and so I bought them, you know, because I thought it'd be funny if I just wore a pair of Five Nights at Freddy's underwear and got pantsed. So I I went to school with them on, and after school ended, I was at home, and at the time, I was in a relationship with this girl. Let's call her Sarah. Yeah, let's call her Sarah. Um, and she invited me over to her place. Now, this wasn't the first time I've been over to her house. Um, and it wasn't the last. I will say that. But I'd completely forgotten about the underwear I was wearing that day, and so I agreed. I asked my parents; they were fine with it. She asked her mom; her mom was cool with it. So I went over. We hung out upstairs in her room for a little bit, and then after her mom had told us that she was going to go take a nap, and her sister was watching, um, while her sister was watching her child, meaning the sister's child, of course, just wanting to preface, while her sister was watching her kid in her room, we were the only two awake, basically. So she had the bright idea, hey, let's let's do something. I was like, what do you want to do? She said, I think you know. I was like, okay, I think I do. And so we you know, we were getting ready. She unbuckled my belt, slid down my cargo pants, and boom, balls. Oh my god, it was the funniest thing ever. Oh, dude, the look on her face was priceless. She was laughing. She thought it was funny, funnier than anything in the whole world. And then, uh, a couple of my friends watching this, you will know that I've told you all about this. um, and something that I left out was that her mom wasn't really taking a nap. Her mom was downstairs trying to listen to make sure we weren't doing anything bad. Next thing you know, when my belt buckle hit the hardwood floor, we don't hear steps coming up the stairs. She's got carpeted steps. The next thing that I find hilarious that happened was her mom bursted open, like the door busted open. I mean, dude, door busted open. Her mom's looking at me, like I'm standing up. My pants are down to my ankles, and I've got Freddy Fazbear on my nuts, dude. Her daughter's on her knees, trying to do something, you know. Uh, And so she didn't tell me to like get out of her house or anything. She just looked at me and was like, at least it's that and not not the other thing I was expecting. And so that's kind of like where the story ends, but it was more or less like it was so it was so funny because it was such an unprecedented thing that I had on Five Nights at Freddy's boxer briefs, dude. Yeah. Moral of the story: don't buy stupid pieces of clothing and wear them around other people if something bad might happen. Yeah. That's more or less all I have to say. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. Time's almost up. So I will catch you all next week. Because I mean it. I mean it this time. Next week, today, you will be getting a new video. Alright, bye!